Hello and welcome to this special post-game edition of Aztecs All In. I'm your host, Weiner, along with Steve Perez. San Diego State falls to San Jose State. The Aztecs now in the cellar, Steve, of the Mountain West Conference.
Lewis, the best you can say about that game in San Jose was this. The night was moist.
I don't know where to go with that. Let's talk about what's coming up on this post-game edition of Aztecs All In with bonus basketball coverage. The Aztecs trying to send Brady Hoke off to retirement with 2 final wins. They keep it close most of the way, but cannot keep up with the San Jose State up in the Bay Area, falling to 1-6 in the Mountain West Conference. We'll hear from Brady Hoke, plus the men's basketball team getting set to play Washington in the final of the Continental Tire main event in Las Vegas after blowing St. Mary's away in the second half. Hear what Coach Dutcher had to say about the fans who traveled to Vegas. But we start with another disappointing loss in a long string for the Aztec football team, now 3-8 for the season, Steve. And this one had some promise in the first half.
Yes, let's just roll on into the game summary here in San Jose. Temperatures in the 60s, light wind, just a slight chance of rain at the outset. The Aztecs, second to last game with Brady Hoke on the sidelines. The Aztecs will win the toss. They will defer, and they are able to get San Jose State off the field after 5 plays. The question is, can the Aztecs' anemic offense early in the game wake up? After a lengthy drive, the answer is yes. Jalen Armstead will rumble in on a 4th and goal from the 1. The big play on the drive, 39 yards to the San Jose State 34 on the second play from scrimmage for Armstead. And Hoke tells CBS Sports how that play and that whole drive transpired.
It was nice. The offense did a great job. Time of possession. They got some third downs in there, and it was great to see them, move the football and then score.
San Jose State then will get on track on its next possession. Fueled by consecutive 14-yard gains, one a carry by Kyrie Robinson, the other a completion to Isaac Jernigan. The quarter will end with the ball on the Aztecs' 14-yard line after a mishandled ball brings up 3rd and 4. Lewis?
Second quarter action, it didn't take San Jose State long to score. Just 2 plays, a 10-yard touchdown pass from Chevin Cordero to Dominic Mazzotti to tie the game up at 7. Aztecs punt, and on San Jose State's next possession, Cordero tried to throw one deep, but it was picked off by the Aztecs' Chris Johnson, who returned it 44 yards to the Spartans' 33. It led to a 46-yard field goal from Gabriel Placencia in for the injured Jack Browning to make it 10-7 Aztecs. But Cordero got hot in the final drive of the half with 4 straight completions, setting up a 35-yard field goal, tying the game at 10 at halftime, Steve.
So the Aztecs go into the locker room tied up 10-all. They have 7 points in the first quarter, 3 points in the second quarter. They have shut out the Spartans in the first quarter, but allow the Spartans to get back into the game by letting them post 10. Here we go, second half. They get the ball to start and will dink and dunk, pitch and run. 9 plays to the San Jose State 28. 3rd and 3, and they give it to Armstead, who comes up 1 yard short. Once again, the Aztecs have nothing to lose on 4th down, and they try to give up the middle to Armstead, who is stopped dead for no gain. San Jose State will then take over on downs midway through the quarter. 2nd and 12, a deep pass down the right to Jernigan for 42 yards to the Aztec 20. Very next play, a convoy of blockers leads Quali Conley on a dead run to the end zone. The Spartans are up for the first time, 17-10. Next drive, Aztecs needing to answer, but instead they will turn the ball over on a maiden interception by Brian Parham at the San Jose State 41. He will return that 20 yards to the Aztec 39. It ends up not costing the Aztecs. They will get the ball back. They will run 3 plays to their own 26 as the quarter ends. Lewis?
Fourth quarter action, Steve. Aztecs started off the fourth quarter, moving the ball well, going on a monster, and I mean monster, 17-play, 8-minute, 89-yard drive, but they could not get it in the end zone. The big play was a 21-yard run on 4th and 1 from Jalen Armstead, plus a face mask penalty set the Aztecs up 1st and goal from the 16. It looked like Jalen Armstead scored on a 3-yard run, but holding pushed the Aztecs back, and they had to settle for a 20-yard Gabriel Placencia field goal to make it 17-13 San Jose State. Aztecs got a break when San Jose State's next drive started all the way back at their own 5-yard line, but incredibly, they were able to go 95 yards on just 6 running plays, including runs of 27 and 57 yards by Quali Conley. A 5-yard touchdown run from Kyrie Robinson made it 24-13 San Jose State. Aztecs tried valiantly to come back, but Jalen Mayden's second interception of the game ended any hopes for the Aztecs. They fall 24-13, Steve, and they are now 3-8 on the season. So a competitive game and a solid first half, but the Aztecs sort of ran out of steam there at the end.
Aztecs unable to get anything going on offense. They go completely dormant in the third quarter, being shut out, and then only producing 3 points in the all-important fourth quarter. And against a team like San Jose State, that is not enough to come out ahead.
No, it isn't. But the Aztecs played with a lot of passion early on, excitement for Brady Hoke. They were playing great defense, and against the rush, San Jose State couldn't get much done in the first half. The second half was another story, Steve.
That was the tale of this game, and really when you look back at the Aztecs season, their inability to stop the run at key times throughout the season has been one of the many weaknesses of this team. They give up 155 yards to Quali Conley on 13 attempts. Big killer was the 57-yarder, but allowed that team to average 6.2 yards per carry on the ground. The total, 4 rushers totaled 181 yards on 29 carries. So if you can't stop the run at this level, you're just not going to win many ball games, and they did not win this one.
On the other side, the Aztecs rushing game, pretty good tonight. Led by Jalen Armstead. It's been a running back by committee this season for San Diego State. Keenan Christon, Armstead today got the bulk of the carries. He finished the game at 21 carries for 134 yards. That's a nice 6.4 yards per carry. His long was a 39-yard run. The Aztecs ended the night with a solid 183 yards on the ground, but just 117 yards passing. It got a little rainy there in the third quarter, and Maiden at one point looked like he might have had a guy open for a pretty good game, but the ball slipped out of his hand, Steve. But 117 yards passing just didn't cut it today.
Couple of drops by a couple of receivers off the top of my head that I can think of. And then there were a couple of plays where Maiden had a guy open but was unable to get the ball to him. That proves to be the difference in this game.
Yeah, and San Diego State now, playing out the string. They tried to play spoiler today. That did not work.
On San Jose State's side of the football, Chevin Cordero had a serviceable night. He was 15 of 20 for 174 yards. He threw the 1 touchdown, had the 1 interception. The San Jose State receiving corps had 7 receivers who caught at least 1 ball. The leading receivers were Nash and Ross, who caught 3. The big recipient of yardage-wise was Jernigan, who caught 2 balls for a total of 56 yards. Once again, that big back-breaking long pass on the scoring drive, 42 yards. Just your favorite play got given up many times during this loss, Lewis, the chunk play.
The chunk play bites the Aztecs, as it has all season, Steve.
After the game, San Diego Sports AM 760 talked to Brady Hoke and got his impressions of the game overall and talked about how the Aztecs just needed to finish. They also asked him about how San Jose State was able to adjust because in the first half they were limited to just 40 yards on the ground and then really broke through in the second half. Here's what he had to say.
Well, I know our guys played hard. I know they played physical. We gave up a couple big plays in the second half. We made a couple big plays in the second half. So, we just got an all in all finish. They changed a couple formations, but they've been very good. Running the football. I think you look at them with their rushing offense and also with their total points and all that. They're one of the best in the league, and we got to make some plays that we did.
So San Diego State at this point finds itself in a very unusual position. They have a firm grip now on last place in the Mountain West Conference with a 1-6 record. That's because their previous co-cellar dweller, New Mexico, has defeated Fresno State, so their record is now 2-5. Aztecs all alone now in the basement of the Mountain West Conference. A very unusual place for them to be at this point in their history.
Most definitely. We're not really used to this. And we are Aztec fans that go way back, Steve. Not to give away our ages or anything, but we go way back. So the Aztecs will wrap up this disappointing season next Saturday at home, 7:30 kickoff, Snapdragon Stadium against Fresno State, Brady Hoke's final game. Hopefully a nice crowd shows up for the game. Fresno thought they'd be playing for a Mountain West Conference championship, but that no longer is the case, Steve. So this is just two teams playing out the string, although Fresno probably playing for a bowl game.
And coincidentally, San Jose State is bowl eligible. So Fresno State will want to continue its winning ways to enhance its position in the postseason bowl. What's the word I'm looking for here? The bowl pantheon. The pantheon of bowls.
That's a great word, by the way.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I guess we can talk about a more pleasant subject, which happens to be the San Diego State Aztecs men's basketball team.
Let's liven this podcast up a bit. San Diego State men's basketball team dominated the second half, shooting nearly 60% in Las Vegas Friday, defeating St. Mary's 79-54 in the semifinal of the Continental Tire main event in Las Vegas. The Aztecs led by just one at halftime, but outscored the Gales 45-21 in the second half. Aztecs shot a season-high 51.8% from the floor and held St. Mary's to just 34% shooting for the game and out-rebounded them 40-33. Jaden Ledee again led the Aztecs with 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. Ledee becomes just the second Division I player over the last 10 seasons to score 20-plus points on at least 55% shooting in the first 4 games since Obi Toppin in the 2019-2020 season, and Steve, went on to win the Wooden Award.
Really? He won a Wooden Award? I thought they're usually, made out of something else besides wood.
After the game, Coach Brian Dutcher said if the Aztecs keep sharing the ball like they did against St. Mary's and limit the turnovers, the Aztecs had just 9, they will win a lot of games.
Obviously pleased with our effort today. We're a defensive-minded program, and when we get stops, we're hard to play against. I thought we guarded at a high level today. They're very difficult to play against. They're as good as there is on screen and roll. I thought we did a good job defensively. And then offensively, after BYU, we felt we had to share the ball, make each other better. I think we had 19 assists tonight, had 20 in our last game. And so when we share the ball and take care of the ball, we're hard to play against. 9 turnovers, I think, is probably a season low. So we're playing good basketball, and the key is to continue to play good basketball.
Well, the keys to this in my book, aggressive play on offense for the Aztecs that led to 8 first-half fouls for St. Mary's, and that cost them down the stretch. The Aztecs' defense, as is its trademark, leans on opposing players, wears them out down the stretch. So it's easier for the Aztecs then to be better underneath when the opposing team's bigs are on the bench or trying to play with 3 fouls plus. And the Aztecs are going to need more of that this season without a true rim protector. The Aztecs scored 44 points in the paint. 28 of those came in the second half, with the St. Mary's players in foul trouble. Reese Waters ended the night with 19 points, 7 of 9 from the floor, including 3 of 4 from downtown. And I was just about to say, after he made one great shot, that he has the best fall-away shot I've ever seen by a guy in an Aztecs uniform. But then he got caught barking at a ref about not getting a foul on the play, and he got teed up. So at any rate, here's Dutcher talking about the fans who made the trek to Vegas.
I'm really pleased with the Aztec fans that showed up. I mean, it's an expensive weekend. With F1 here, I didn't know how many we'd have. We had a great following, and I can't imagine what it would have been like if F1 wasn't here and the room prices weren't what they were and getting here wasn't as hard as it was. But the Aztec fans traveled, and they were very supportive and were a big reason we had the success we had today.
San Diego State will face the Washington Huskies, who beat Xavier in the second semifinal game, and the Aztecs will be meeting the Huskies for the 6th time, with Washington owning a 3-2 advantage in the all-time series.
Yeah, the Washington. Well, in my book, the less time talking about the players and the schools whose suits and administrators destroyed the so-called Conference of Champions and the Aztecs P5 plans, the better. So you and good old what's-his-name can knock yourselves out with this next one.
But we don't hold any grudges, Steve, right? We're all good with everything. Back to the Washington game.
No, we don't hold. I'm sorry. We don't hold
ahead.
the grudges. We let them all out so they don't build up and explode.
Well, that's why we're here, so that the people listening, if they can't do it, we do it for them.
Yep.
A side note to this game, Washington's Corin Johnson, who scored 10 points versus Xavier last night, is actually a former SDSU recruit who verbally committed to the Aztecs in 2021. He decommitted just 2 days before the November window opened for high school seniors to sign national letters of intent. So along with Elijah Saunders and Miles Bird, that recruiting class with Johnson was actually ranked 19th nationally. But Steve, when Johnson decommitted, it dropped the Aztecs to 43rd. But Johnson not there, but Saunders and Miles Bird both contributing for San Diego State.
And that's a very nice little bit of minutia about Mr. Johnson. I would like to have his frequent flyer miles that he'll be piling up next year when they have to fly all over the country to play their conference games. I wish them well. Bless their sweet summertime hearts.
Yes, so Aztecs playing in the finals on Sunday night, Steve.
These two teams have never met on a neutral floor, so this will be an interesting matchup. The so-called analytics say the Aztecs win this one handily, but this is why they play the game.
I like when you say that. This is why they play the game.
2 more items. Women's volleyball team wrapped up their home season with senior night earlier this evening. With a 4-set loss to UNLV, the women are 9-20 overall, 4-14 in the Mountain West. But the Aztec women's basketball team evened their record to 2-2 after a 68-45 road game win over the Hornets of Sacramento State. Abby Prohaska with 20 points, Adriana Quezada 19 to lead the scoring. And that will put the cherry on top of the sundae for this edition of Aztecs All In, reminding you that you can follow us on the X at Aztecs_all_in. You can also drop us a line at aztecsallin@gmail.com. So the Aztecs will drop their 4th straight football game in this forgettable season. This one to the Spartans of San Jose State by a final 24-13. So, for Louis Weiner, this is Steve Perez saying thank you very much for listening.